Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wa bihi nasta'in wa ala umurid dunya waddin. Shalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Good morning everyone. His Excellency Director of Unuga Cilacap, the Honorable Mr. Rahmi Oruk from Ibnu Khaldun University, Turkey, the Honorable Dr. Umi Zulfa, MPD, from Nahdlatul Ulama Al-Ghazali Cilacap University, Indonesia, respectable all participants of this seminar. First of all, let's thank the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us some mercies and blessings so that we can attend this agenda without any troubles and obstacles. Secondly, salawat and salam may always be given to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the lightness. I would like to introduce myself. I, Muhammad Ridwan, will be your master ceremony this morning. Welcome to today's seminar, International Seminar on Criticism and Argumentation as the Model of Educational Development on Wednesday, January 4, 2023. We would like to thank everyone here for making time to attend this remarkable seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, allow me to introduce you to today's agenda. First, opening by reciting Basmalah. Second, singing Indonesia Raya and Subhanul Waton. Third, welcoming speech and opening. Fourth, signing ceremony. Fifth, presentation, and sixth, closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's open this seminar ceremony by reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next agenda is singing Indonesia Raya and Subhanul Waton. To all participants, I please you stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move to a welcoming speech and opening. Please welcome Mr. Kiai Haji Nasrullah MH, the Rector of Unungga Cilacap.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi jalla jalaluh wa alat kudratuhu wa lahul khairu kulluh. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah, asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina wa habibina wa qurrati ayunina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ila yaumil la dhilla illa dhilluh, amma ba'd. Al-Karim al-Mukarram dari Turki yang apa? Universitas Ibnu Khaldun, Turki ya, Turki yang saya muliakan, kita cintai, sesama teman kita, saudara kita, nampaknya orangnya juga seperti orang Indonesia, kalem, bodoh orang ngerti apa ngomong apa. Yang kedua, ucapan terima kasih kepada seluruh dosen, karyawan yang menyempatkan diri untuk hadir pada kali ini. Satu, untuk menyambut tamu kita, menghargai kehadiran beliau. Ini sangat penting dalam rangka barangkali antara apa yang terjadi di university, di Ibnu Khaldun University dengan Unungga di sini, banyak hal yang bisa kita kolaborasikan, kita kerjasamakan, barangkali baik secara personal maupun secara kelembagaan. Alhamdulillah, oleh karena itu kehadiran beliau itu Bapak Dr. Rahimi, alhamdulillah ismi Nasrullah. Nah, terima kasih sekali. Thank you very much. Betok bisa deh. Thank you very much atas kehadirannya. Semoga nanti dalam pembahasan, dalam pembicaraan, kalau tidak salah ini sangat penting di sini, International Science on Criticism and Argumentasi, the model. Jadi banyak model yang ditawarkan dalam pendidikan. Tidak ada model yang stagnan. Tidak ada satupun model yang stagnan. Kalau kita tarik dari sejarah kita, sejak mulai kita dididik oleh baginda Rasulullah Shallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sampai sekarang sudah banyak sekali perubahan, sudah banyak sekali pertukaran antar bangsa dalam hal ini. Karena kalau model itu tidak pernah stagnan. Oleh karena itu, pada kesempatan kali ini ada teman kita, saudara kita, yaitu Dr. Fahmi Rahimi dari Turki. Kebetulan Turki itu aksaruhum muslim, kama kanal Indonesia Muslim, aksaruhum ahlus sunnati wal jamaah, wa fit Turki aksaruhum Hanafiyah, Maturidiyah. Nah, tuh. Jadi ada mazhab yang populer itu, satu mazhab Hanafi berjalan, Syafi'i juga berjalan. Kalau di Madzhab jalan. Madzhabul arba'ah Indonesia. Ini dari bahasa Indonesia, bahasa Arab. Alhamdulillah dengan kehadiran beliau ini akan ada menukar pemikiran, pengalaman bagaimana agama ini dipraktekkan di dalam akademik, dalam kelembagaan. Nanti di Turki kan luar biasa. Turki itu kan termasuk khalifahnya juga di Turki. Ketika Indonesia itu masih era penjajahan, bahasa Arab apa? Ketika masih penjajahan, itu yang ada di sini mazhab semua. Artinya mazhabul arba'ah berjalan dengan baik. Prakteknya juga baik. Aksaruhum syafi'iyah. Itu mayoritas syafi'iyah. Itu antara Turki dan Indonesia itu ada hubungan. Saling tukar menukar. Baina Turki wal Indonesia di era itu. Ngomong era itu bahasa Arab itu bingung nyong. Di era itu. Ya. Fi zaman al-madi. Ya orang maning zaman al-madi. Di era itu ya. Oleh karena itu alhamdulillah pada hari ini kita punya pembawa acara untuk menyampaikan presentasinya, pemahamannya, pengalamannya tentang itu tadi pendidikan, di mana pendidikan itu sangat selalu ada perubahan-perubahan. Oleh karena itu semoga UNUGA yang masih baru, yang masih kinis-kinis, usianya 2 tahun itu pun UYG baru 9 tahun. Ini UNUGA. Nah, di mana UNUGA bagaimanapun karakter yang akan dibangun, karakter yang nafasnya Islam, ruhnya Islam, tidak lepas dari cara pemahaman yang kapasitinya adalah madzhabul arba'ah. Karena itu memahami Islam itu ada tiga sisi. Dari sisi karakter pertama adalah tentang tauhid. Di Indonesia ini tauhidnya karena kita adalah NU, ya Maturidiyah dan Asy'ariyah itu. Dan perkembangan pemikiran juga terus dikembangkan. Kemudian yang kedua, pada aspek praktisnya itu adalah fikihnya. Fikih fil Indonesia aksarum syafi'iyah. Ya, syafi'iyah. Ada unsur syafi'iyah, unsur syafi'i. Syafi'i dari Al-Imam Muhammad Syafi'i. Kalau syafi'iyah bisa saja dari pengikut Imam Syafi'i. Pada prinsipnya mengikuti prinsip pemikiran praktek Imam Syafi'i. Kemudian yang ketiga adalah kalau dalam Islam itu kan ada 3 hal. Ada tauhid, ilmu kalam itu tadi. Kemudian yang kedua syariah. Yang ketiga adalah kalam, akhlak. sufiyah. Ya. Fafi Indonesia sufiyah yakni Imam Ghazali. Maka dari nama perguruan tinggi kita, karena Imam Ghazali itu yang diikuti banyak sekali, yang diikuti oleh pengikut Imam Ghazali banyak sekali. Karena itu alhamdulillah corak pemikiran syariahnya Syafi'iyah, tapi mazhabnya adalah mazhab 4, mazahibul arba'ah. Corak pemikiran keislaman. Kemudian pada aspek ilmu kalamnya itu Asy'ariyah Maturidiyah yang kuat. Kemudian yang terakhir pada aspek bangunan sufistiknya aksaruhum Imam Ghazali. Itu Imam Ghazali. Kalau mazhabnya banyak, mazhab dalam hal thariqah. Thariqah di Indonesia kurang lebih ya, takriban 40 lebih fasaida. Insyaallah begitu banyak. Jadi sebenarnya kalau kita melihat corak bangsa Indonesia ini betul-betul corak yang Islami, yang tauhid, yang mengikuti para imam. Alhamdulillah ini Imam Al-Imam Rahimi, Ad-Doktor Ar-Rahimi min Turki, Masya Allah, masih muda, syubbanul yaum, hadza syubban, Masya Allah, tapi ilmunya sudah tinggi. Oleh karena itu alhamdulillah bisa hadir ke sini, ke kampus kita. Insya Allah akan berbagi banyak hal yang terkait dengan pengembangan, model-model mengembangkan bagaimana cara mengembangkan pendidikan di Indonesia, di mana Turki adalah pintu gerbang pertama. Turki kebetulan Bainal Asia wal Iruba. Nah, kalau sebelah sini sudah Asia, sini Eropa, Turki. Makanya Turki itu Bainal Asia wal Eropa. Alhamdulillah Turki pernah dikuasai oleh khalifah. Jadi bagaimanapun mendapatkan warisan yang begitu agung dari khalifah itu sendiri. Nah, oleh karena itu Indonesia ini salah satu negara paling besar, the great, Masya Allah. Satu NU itu kurang lebih 1 juta lebih, itu luar biasa loh. NU 100 juta lebih. Oleh itu ini modal yang sangat kuat. Bangsa Indonesia aksaruhum muslimun, aksaruhum ahlus sunnah wal jamaah, aksaruhum nahdiyun. Yakni nahdlatul ulama. Aksaruhum nahdlatul ulama. Maka insyaallah berdasarkan ini semua kita bisa bangun bersama bagaimana bangunan pemikiran Islam, pergerakan Islam. Oleh karena itu diharapkan membawa pengaruh yang luar biasa. Oleh karena itu mohon maaf, Islam yang ada di Indonesia susah dipengaruhi oleh luar negeri. Wahabi susah akan memasuki cara berpikir bangsa Indonesia. Karena kebetulan bangsa Indonesia, umat Islam, muslimun dipimpin oleh para kiai, dipimpin oleh para ulama, berbasis pesantren. Ini yang luar biasa. Di mana pesantren itu punya kemerdekaan, cara berpikirnya, cara bersikapnya, cara bertindaknya, itu luar biasa. Oleh karena itu apabila kekuatan yang ada di pesantren ini terus kita kembangkan luar biasa. Antara lain Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama ini. Nah, Unuga ini salah satu namanya ya pesantren lah. Unuga ya pesantren. Cara mengembangkan pesantren dengan model-model, maka harus ada institusi, ada universitas, ada perguruan tinggi, ada sekolah tinggi, segala macam. Maka alhamdulillah kita di Kesugihan ini sudah punya Unuga ini. Semoga terus bisa berkembang. Barangkali itu yang bisa kami sampaikan. Lumayan bisa ngomong sih Ki. Bingung angel banget ngomong. Ya Allah. Mohon maaf ini kebetulan kami bingung lalu. Al-an marid. Apa marid sakit apa ya? Ngerti sih sakit apa ya? Sakit apa gitu nah. Hipertensi itu ya. Itu kebetulan sarafnya kena. Saraf jantung dan saraf otak. Ini saraf jantung, saraf otak orang ngerti saraf jantung. Saraf jantung dan saraf otak. Sehingga perlu ada pemulihan-pemulihan. Termasuk cara begini, cara saya menyampaikan sambutan dalam rangka agar mengembalikan fungsi-fungsi otaknya, fungsi sarafnya. Oleh karena itu perlahan-lahan tapi harus diyakini akan kembali. Oleh karena itu mohon doa restunya, moga-moga makin hari makin bisa tambah main lah. Seperti itu. Karena bagaimanapun saya tidak pernah berhenti. Ini juga barusan pulang dari Semarang dengan Mbah Kiai Syuhada tadi malam. Ya alhamdulillah terus menerus kita aktivitas agar semakin sehat. Barangkali seperti itu. Terima kasih. Thank you very much. Siapa? Dr. Rahimi. Semoga nanti akan banyak hal yang disampaikan akan menginspirasi kepada para dosen kita, para generasi kita, sehingga insya Allah antara beda Turki wal Indonesia insya Allah ala sawa fi dinin wahid, insya Allah fi dinin wahid. Kalau dilihat dari referensinya juga banyak referensi yang kembangan Indonesia. Saya juga pernah datang ke Turki walaupun hanya beberapa hari. Kejitna ila Turki salah satu sana. Meskipun di sana salah satu ayam hunak fi Sulaimaniyah. Sulaimaniyah itu bukan lembaga formal. Kalau di sini itu pesantren murni, tapi masya Allah muridnya luar biasa banyak, maju luar biasa, perkembangannya luar biasa. Saya salut terhadap Sulaimaniyah. Sulaimaniyah ditarik-tarik agar ada kesamaan dengan kita dalam pengelolaan lembaganya, dalam pengelolaan manajerialnya. Insya Allah kalau dalam aspek keilmuannya tidak kalah. Apa yang ada di Indonesia tidak kalah. Oleh karena itu sekali lagi dengan adanya kerjasama dengan Turki, semoga konon katanya ini akan ada MOU antara kelembagaan dan personal. Insya Allah pertama Tapi insya Allah ke depan lebih lembaga. Barangkali itu yang bisa kami sampaikan. Terima kasih sekali, thank you very much. Ya. Kejitum kami tidak bisa menyampaikan apapun kecuali syukran katsira. Semoga apa yang disampaikan adalah merupakan titik-titik titik-titik dari kelebihan yang bisa kita peroleh. Barangkali itu yang bisa kami sampaikan, kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Oh iya, mari kita bersama-sama buka. Nabda'u hadhil bi ummi hadhihi niyyah wa kulli niyatin shalihah. Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Shiratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, next signing ceremony of MOU between Unuga Cilacap and Ibnu Khaldun University, Turkey. Allow us to invite Rector Unuga Cilacap and Mr. Rahmi, please. Okay, thank you. Please sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, now we proceed to the seminar agenda, International Seminar on Criticism and Argumentation as the Model of Educational Development. This agenda will be guided by Mr. Hanif MBD as the moderator. To Mr. Hanif, time is for you. Oke, untuk Pak Rektor dan pimpinan, untuk
Cek, cek, cek. Yes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Okay, can you hear my voice clearly? Let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Hanif. Now I'm a staff of Bu Umi. Ya, Bu. Yeah. In academic affairs, academic and planning affairs, and also English lecturer at Unuga. Thank you so much for your coming, sir, and let me introduce yourself. Your name is Dr. Rahmi Oruk, right? PhD in Civilization Studies, focus on Adab al-Bath wa al-Munadhara and contemporary argumentation theories. It's your academic. Yeah. I please you to give applause to Mr. Rahmi. Something very special to Mr. Rahmi is about coming to Cilacap. Before coming to Cilacap, he was from New York. New York, Jakarta. Yeah. Dari Jogja, coming to Cilacap. Yeah. And something special in Cilacap, he likes mendoan, right? The best food ever after. Yeah. Actually, I would like to bring you mendoan, but I'm worried if the mendoan is expired there in Turkey. Yeah. Okay. Besides like mendoan, I also like spicy, right, sir? Yeah. And like smoking. So he is real NU. Yeah. Yeah. Not no smoking, but no smoking. Okay, he focused on criticism, right, sir? And argumentation. And for the participants, please make sure that you are true in the meaning of criticism. Kritis not means like going to emergency room. Yeah. Critical thinking, right, means a lot. Have many benefits, right, sir? And today we would like to discuss and sharing about that. About the theme of this international seminar is criticism and argumentation as the model of educational development. This is our first speaker from Turkey, and I would like you to know about the second speaker. The first speaker, and this is the second speaker because the guest, yeah. The first speaker will be Ibu Dr. Umi. Good morning, Bu Umi. May I have one? Maybe, ya, Bu.
Okay.
Good morning, Bu Umi.
Good morning, Mr. Hanif.
How are you today?
I'm fine and thank you.
Alhamdulillah. First time holding international seminar at Unuga. I know that Bu Umi has become participants or even speaker in some international seminar, right, Bu?
Yeah. Yes.
But I want to know your last education.
Okay.
Yeah. Where did you pass your graduate program?
I
For
pass.
doctor, sorry. Doctor program.
I pass doctor program in UP, University of Indonesia, is 2012. 2012.
Yeah, and also Bu Umi today also would like to discuss and share about criticism.
Yes.
What criticism would you like to share?
Okay. I will to share my presentation by title Critical Thinking and University Management.
Critical thinking and university management. Let's give applause to Ibu Umi. Okay, I also would like to introduce my other partners. Mas Iwan will help me to moderate, yeah, to speak in front of you and guide our speaker. And also we also have Pak Agung. as a interpreter. Halo Pak Agung. Yeah. And also Ibu Siva, Ibu Siva will also help us. And I don't also forget to say thank you so much because our presentation in International Semira here at Unuga also supported by media, Unuga Media, and also this one. Nah, and also online portal news by Pikiran Rakyat and Banyumas Express, Banyumas Express. Once more, this seminar, this international seminar, will be supported also by Pikiran Rakyat and Banyumas Express. Let's give applause to the portal news. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu, let's open by recite basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And the first speaker will be Ibu Umi, right, Bu Umi. Okay. And next speaker, the second one will be Mr. Rahmi. Okay, Ibu Umi, the occasion is yours.
Okay, thank you. Please, operator.
Oh yeah, for reminding you, sorry Bu Umi to interrupt. Bapak Ibu, please don't lack to language. Yeah. I know that every one of you understand what I mean. I know that every one of you know well about my speaking. Mungkin feedbacknya yang agak loading. Yeah. So when you have something to be asked, when you have something idea and want to share, please share. You may share in English, in Bahasa Indonesia, even in Kromo Inggil. We have many interpreter, translator. Me myself as moderator will help you. So please don't lack of the language because language and knowledge is not correlation. It's not correlated well. Yeah. Not because English in smart in English, not always smart in the knowledge. This is international seminar, means that international perspective. So please, once more, don't lack your language. Okay? Let's give a block hand to Ibu Umi. Okay, the occasion is yours, Bu. Monggo.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa la hawla wa la quwata illa billah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Rabbi surahli sadri wa yasirli amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. The Excellency Rector of University of Nahdlatul Ulama Al-Ghazali Cilacap, Mr. Dr. Anas Kiai Haji Nasrullah MH, the Honorable Keynote Speaker, Dr. Rahmi Oruks from Ibn Khaldun University, Turkey, and the respective brothers, Vice Rector in Unuga Cilacap, Mr. Masruri MSE and Mr. Soiman MH, the respected deans and head of the student program at Unuga Cilacap, lecturer, and all participants. Alhamdulillah, thanks to God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His grace so that we can meet in this international seminar forum. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my presentation. My name is Umi Zulfa. I'm lecturer at Unuga Cilacap, Central Java, Indonesia. Today I will to share critical thinking and university management. But before that, I want to say that this is not the time to compare myself with him. Like singing, ojo dibanding-banding ke. Tentu tidak akan sebanding. So, not to be compared. And it is not comparable. Do you know? This is not to compare. Because it is not comparable. And I lose. Sorry, mister, just kidding. Okay, I divided my presentation into 4 main points. First of all, Next, operator. To outline, this is outline. The first all, I'll talk about the introduction, and second, we'll look at the concept of critical thinking, and third, I'll explain to you the influence of critical thinking on university management, and finally, fourth, I'll show to you about the conclusion. Okay, next. So let's get started with the introduction. Currently, we are in a century that feels the quality of human resources are important. Human resources are not only seen as resources, but as human capital for organization, for institution, and for countries. One of the abilities that must have by human capital is critical thinking skill. It also means that critical thinking is a must-have skill for everyone living in the 21st century. Okay, and Indonesia is one of the countries that few critical thinking skill must have every citizen. And through the educational policy of FOSI, do you know FOSI? FOSI is an acronym for critical thinking, communication, creative thinking, and collaboration. It's a tool to upgrade critical thinking skill for citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, the implementation of 40 civilized in education, such as universities, is realized through learning that facilitates the growth of student critical thinking skills. Learning can use specific learning model and learning strategies, such as problem-based learning, project-based learning, like in the Curriculum Merdeka, inquiry and discovery learning, or problem-solving learning, mind mapping, and others. Okay, but besides learning, according to today's theme, the implementation of critical thinking can be done through management practices. As you know, the core of management is leadership, and the core of leadership is decision making. Well, it is the decision making state that critical thinking skills are needed to produce correct and good policies. Okay, I like to move on, operator. Next. Okay, let's move on the problem statement. I have two problem statements. One, how is the concept of critical thinking, and how does critical thinking ability affect university management? Okay. Next, I like to turn to the first discussion. The concept of critical thinking concept is divided into three same themes, two sub-themes, namely definition of critical thinking, characteristic of critical thinking, and of course, reason for the importance of critical thinking. We're going to start with the concept of critical thinking. Next. Okay. Definition of critical thinking as the opinion of Robert Ennis. Critical thinking is thinking that makes sense and focus reflection to decide what should be believed or not. This is opinion from Robert Ennis. Okay, after we know the definition of critical thinking, then we have to know the characteristic of critical thinking. Sorry, I can explain one by one because little time. Okay, let's next. Okay, in this PPT, the characteristic of critical thinking are skeptical, open-minded, value honesty, clear and thorough, and looking for different views. For example, skeptical. The skeptic in his terminology Al-Ghazali is called shak. It means doubtful. When receiving new information, do not immediately believe it. He must find other sources or also use other methods to ensure the truth of the information. Let's move on. Let's move on to, okay, this is the reason why we need critical thinking. Any reason why we need critical thinking, namely existential nature of truth, universal needs, the need for adaptation, and needs to be creative. Okay, example, the needs for adaptation. At any time, human must have a problem. By thinking critically, and then human can look for a solution for the problem. There are two main components in the critical thinking in this context, namely problem, thinking, and solution. If there is a problem, then human can respond by thinking deeply to find a solution. It's mean by using critical thinking skill, human can adapt wherever and whenever. Okay, like in PPT, everyone is a leader. Leader is leader for a unit, leader for works unit, leader for institution. Then this leader or this manager must have critical thinking skill. Okay, then now how does critical thinking ability affect university management? Like on this PPT, from PPT, from the chart, it can be seen that by thinking critically, leaders or manager can make a decision based on big data-driven decision by result of research, result of measurement, or result performance appraisal, like this performance appraisal on human resources in Unuga Cilacap, PKD, dan lain sebagainya. And two, think and prohibit skepticism, so it is not easy to accept the thoughts from only source. And three, of course, open-minded. It is kind of leadership behavior that will lead university management to become effective university management. With this three things, these are usually done like this: leader can manage their institution properly, well, and effectively. Yes, in management perspective, there are three terms. There are three terms in management: proper management, good management, and effective management. And the first, true management or proper management is management that carries its work in professional manner, and good management is management that guards all managerial and operational function, and effective management, in finally, is management that can achieve its goal. So, finally, to conclude, I like to say critical thinking is a skill that everyone needs, especially leaders. With critical thinking skill, leaders can create two sticks of university management, starting with proper management, then good management, and finally to effective management. Inshallah. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Really good presentation. Oh my God. Bu Umi is very good speaking in English, and I hope will be next international seminar in other country. Amen. And don't forget to invite me, Bu. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Bu Umi has already presented about his material about critical thinking and university management, Ibu. Let me to give feedback in critical thinking. Bu Umi has said about management. Ya sedikit Pak, sedikit ya. I would like to remind the participant about management, becoming a good leadership. Because of becoming good leadership will make a good decision. And there are three management perspective. Starting from the proper one will be the good management to be effective one. Okay, and let's continue to the second speaker before going to the asking time, yeah, and sharing time. Let's go to the second speaker. Let's give applause to Dr. Rahmi Oruk. Dr. Rahmi Oruk, the occasion is yours. I please you.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm sorry I cannot speak Indonesian, or my Arabic is not good to speak in Arabic. Please forgive me for this. I will be speaking in English. I will try to explain myself as best I can. The slide. So first of all, I want to thank the leadership of the university and especially especially for Ustad Fahru Razi to invite me to this place. And I'm very happy to be here. I hope I could have stayed here more than 1 or 2 days, but unfortunately I have a very busy schedule. I have to go back to Istanbul at 6th, and I have to be in Jakarta tomorrow. So please forgive me again. The reason that I came here today is we are now as the Argu Munazara Research Center, we are conducting a research project on argumentation and munazara. It's called the ADAP project, and I am traveling around Malaysia and Indonesia to introduce the ADAP project, and also to explain the ADAP project, and also to meet Malaysians and Indonesians. And I'm very happy to be here. So let us continue. We can, yes, next, yes. And also the participants from Zoom, I want to thank them for being here. So just a small introduction about me. I majored and I worked at comparative literature, and I was 20 years old, and then I started studying the madrasa sciences with Kelia, the leader of Pesantren. No, the leader of Pesantren is called Kelia. Kiai. So I started studying with Kiai Khalil Ibrahim Banuki from my hometown, and it was very nice. We studied many disciplines. One of them was the Munazara. And then last year I finished my PhD on Munazara. This is the title of my PhD thesis. And in the thesis, what I tried to do, we have Adab al-Bahs wal-Munazara, the Jadal. We have the Muslims have their argumentation theories, but these theories are not known. They are not known even by the Muslims. So even Muslim people, they don't know their argumentation theories. They don't know their past. They don't know what is Munazara, for instance. So what I tried to do in my thesis was, okay, I went to a madrasa. I went to a Pesantren. I studied there. So Munazara is not something in the past. It's not something that, 500 years ago, some Muslim people learned about and studied. So we said we should understand Munazara as a contemporary argumentation theory, that can benefit us, not just Muslims, but to all the world. But this is basically what I did in my thesis. So let's go next. In contemporary argumentation theory, to explain a bit further to you, in contemporary argumentation theory, you have, in broad ways, you have two perspectives to argumentation. You have two conceptions of argumentation. You have act-based and agent-based. I will not, continue further on this, but the basic idea is what makes an argument good? What makes an argument good? What defines the goodness of an argument, right? And the basic idea here is either the action of a person, fi'l, right? Either the action of a person, like the person thinks logically, the person convinces rhetorically, or the person has respect for the procedure between parties, the interaction. Either the action of the person defines a good argument, or the person himself, the person herself, in the sense that if the person is a virtuous person, then the argument is good. So in contemporary argumentation theory, as I said, there are two perspectives to what makes an argument good. Okay, so in my thesis also, I try to understand these concepts. And inshallah, in the ADA project, we are going to make use of them again. Let's go next. Let's go next. So this is like a screenshot from our website. This is a screenshot from our website. At the moment, we are conducting 4 research projects as the center. And the reason I am here, so the first one is about non-religious beliefs and practices in Turkey. The second is about COVID-19 narratives from an argumentative perspective. And the third one is that we are part of a network. We are part of a network in Europe. We are trying to understand public policy, like, how should we decide on public matters. And the fourth one is Adab in Dialogue. This is the Adab project. It's the full title is Developing Argumentative Virtues in a Divided World. So the basic idea of the Adab project is we are unfortunately in a divided world. We are, for instance, we are divided between Muslims, non-Muslims. We are divided between, let's say, vegan, non-vegans. So there is a lot of division. Or in US, you have Democrats and Republicans. In Indonesian politics, I don't know much, but you have, let's say, seculars, non-seculars. So there is a lot of division in the world. And what we are trying to do in the ADA project is, okay, you have all these divisions, you have all this, let's say, separation and differences, but how can we argue in a virtuous manner? How can we argue in a manner that will not lead to further division? No more fitna. No more. How can we achieve this idea of debating in a virtuous manner with fadila? How can we do this? So this is as I said, the fourth one. I can send you the links and the presentation. Please ask for it, and I would be really happy if you check what the ADA project is doing. So let's continue. Next. So this is the team that we are working together. So we have people from Portugal, we have people from Lebanon, we have Portugal from US, and we have people from Turkey. Yes, let's continue. So what is Munazara? Munazara is actually short for Adab al-Bahth wal-Munazara. And I just learned from Ustad Rozi that you have Bahsul Masail in Nahdlatul Ulama. You have Bahsul Masail. I think it's related. Inshallah, we will discuss how can we further this collaboration. So Munazara is short for Adab al-Bahth wal-Munazara, and you can understand Munazara as a revolution, or as an evolution in the historical trajectory of Muslim argumentation scholarship. Okay, let's continue. I will try to explain more. Can we lose the slide? Can we lose this? So this is just a very rough picture. This is a very rough timeline that I presented to explain like different stages of Muslim argumentation scholarship. The different stages of Muslim argumentation scholarship. First, you have ikhtilaf. You have the ikhtilaf, which is like ikhtilaf bayna Imam Shafi, Hanafi, بين أبو شيدة. Then this is the first time that Muslims, we have recorded experiences of Muslim arguing, right? This is the Ikhtilaf era. This is 2 centuries after Hijrah. Then this Ikhtilaf literature, like, you know, we have Kitab al-Umm by Imam Shafi. So this literature actually leads to development of Usul al-Fiqh, and as a part of Usul al-Fiqh, the development of Jadal. So now, in the old times, you have Imam Shafi, Imam Hanafi debating, right? By the way, my voice is okay? So in the old times, you have Imam Shafi, Imam Hanafi debating, but you don't have a full system. They know how to debate, but their argumentation theory is not established. But the guiding rule that they have, they are taking it from Quran, right? And this وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. So the main idea is, okay, we need to debate, but with good manners, but let's say, as in the best way possible. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. In the best way possible, we need to debate each other. So this idea of debating, Muslim ethical idea of debating, it will continue through the ages. Then you have Jadal as part of Usul al-Fiqh. Now, in the time of Jadal, you don't have Imam Shafi, Imam Hanafi debating, but you have Hanafis, you have Shafis, you have, let's say, Mutazilis, you have Ash'aris debating. Now, debate takes place between system of thought, not between people. The debate takes place not between people, but with different schools, with mazahib and turuq, okay? And then you have munazara. What makes munazara different from this two is that the Muslim ethic part, the Muslim ethics part is the same. You still have the Muslim ethics. You still have this idea of jadilhum allati hiya ahsan, allati hiya ahsan. We still have this. But what is different with munazara is beginning from 14th century. Beginning from 14th century, munazara belongs to the post-classical era of Islam. Post-classical, mutaakhirin, after Ibn Sina. After Ibn Sina, what happens with Sheikh al-Rais Ibn Sina? What happens is Muslims appropriate. They start to their education system started to be based on Aristotelian organon, which we call as-sanatul khamsa, the 5 arts, right? Which is burhan, you have a demonstration, then you have dialectics, which is munazara, then you have balagha, which is rhetoric, then you have safsata, which is sophistry, and then you have poetry, which is you have shi'r, which is poetry. So with Ibn Sina, this becomes Aristotelian analytics, becomes the educational model of mutaakhirin, the post-classical Muslims. So munazara is actually a synthesis of Muslim ethics, the idea of jadilhum billati hiya ahsan, made a synthesis with the Aristotelian analytics, you know, qiyas, hujjah, right, burhan, the mantiq. So munazara is mantiq with Muslim ethics. Let's continue. So this is like major figures in the history of munazara. I will not explain much more about this issue, but just to let you know, among these figures, these are the major figures. So far, in our project, we are trying to find all the munazara works. We have found more than 250 munazara works. More than 250 munazara works, and these are the major figures. And unfortunately, only the yellow ones, only the pink ones are translated into English. You see, like they are not translated, and the pink ones are being translated by us. So let's continue. Next. I'm sorry, I don't like speaking when I am sitting. Maybe it's better for me. So, and I realized, so I was very lucky to be in Yokja and with the University Muhammadiyah people. And I realized, they told me, actually, Muhammad Wardan, Rahimullah, has written a book on Ilmu Tata Berunding, Ilmu Adab al-Bahs wal Munazara, in the 60s. Yeah. So, and also I learned with Ustad Rosie that you have Bahsul Masail. So what I am talking here is not something foreign. It's our history. It's still our current practice. So we are hoping by the ADAP project, we are going to revive Ihya was saying, right? Ihya Ulum al-Bahsi. This is what we are trying to do. What we are aiming here is actually to revive this science as much as we can do. Let's continue. Like, so what is the, can we lose this please? So what is the relationship between, why this is important? You know, the madrasa, Pasantran, right? You have the madrasa, Muslim madrasa. And in the Muslim madrasa, you have two types of sciences, ulum. You have two types. You have ulum al-ala, which are like auxiliary disciplines. They are auxiliary sciences. And then you have ulum al-ala, which is the higher end, which are the goals. So this is our tools, and this is our goals. Like in education, Muslim education, you have tools and you have goals. And then among the tools, one, you know, you begin with sarf and nahv, and then you learn mantiq, and then you learn munazara, and then you learn balagha, and then you learn ilm al-wada. These are considered as ulum al-ala or auxiliary sciences. These are tools that we use when we do tafsir, when we do kalam, when we do geometry, when we do physics. Whatever science we use these tools as our toolbox, right? So I certainly believe that whatever, even if Muslim, non-Muslim, and the importance here, supreme sciences, kalam, tafsir, usul al-fiqh, they can be only related to Islam. So they are, let's say they are extremely Islamic, right? But toolboxes, the auxiliary sciences, they are not related to Islam or anything. This is universal. Everybody needs logic. Everybody needs critical thinking, as Ustaz Umi was explaining. Everybody needs, so you can also understand munazara, critical thinking between two people. Not, you know, in critical thinking, you are doing it by yourself. But munazara is critical thinking between two people. So as I said, this is very important. I find I need to explain this issue very further, because I realized in Indonesia, you have secular universities. You have secular universities where you learn physics, I don't know, like good science, right? You learn the modern science. And then you have Islamic universities where you study Islamic sciences. I personally believe this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea to separate Islamic sciences with contemporary sciences. You see, I think it's dangerous. It leads to the idea that Muslims are not interested in physics. Muslims are not interested in geometry or mathematics, right? Which is not correct. So these auxiliary sciences, this is not about Islam or just Muslims. This is something that, as Ustaz Umi was explaining, it's needed by everybody. So this is why we are here. We are here for munazara. So munazara, as we were saying it is a model of educational development, munazara, with mantiq wal balagha. It is a model of educational development, but it's also a practice. It's a practice like Bahsul Masail. It's the same thing actually. So let's continue. Next. Continue. Let's continue. Yes. Also next, I don't want to take your time with this. Next. What are we here today? I don't know if you ever have witnessed in the universities, in Indonesia, in West, in Canada, in everywhere, they have debate clubs. Debate club, you know, Berunding, Club Berunding, maybe. Yeah? Debate club, Mushabra, debate club. So, you know, in the many universities, especially undergraduate level, you have debate clubs. And in these debate clubs, for instance, in Qatar, you have the debate club, and they have a debate institute in Qatar. It's called Qatar Debate. And also in Malaysia, in the International Islamic University, you have a center for public speaking and debating. In Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur International Islamic University, you have a center for public speaking and debate. But the problem, as we Muslims, we think, these institutions, they are very good, they work very nice, but they don't know about the munazara, and they follow the British parliamentary model. So they call it munazara, okay? They call it munazara, but it's not munazara. So they do debate club, but it is on the way the British people and the other people are doing. And in the other project, what we are trying to do is, we want to have a munazara, a debate club, and debate tournaments, and debate councils based on the Ilm al-Adab al-Bahs wal-Munazara tradition. Okay? So this is what happens in a classical munazara. This is just, by the way, so in the madrasa you have, when you go to a madrasa, I don't know, in the Pasantran, maybe the same thing, you begin with an introductory level, then you read like immediate level, and then you read an advanced level. So this is taken from an introductory level, munazara. But let's continue. I don't want to burden you with this. Next. Yes, also let's continue. This is what happens next. This is what happens in a munazara. I don't want to take your time with this. Let's next. Now, you know, this is an example. I also don't want to take your time. This is, and we, inshallah, in the future, we will be able to visit you, and maybe, inshallah, Dr. Hanif will come to, we will, inshallah, you know, have debate clubs and debate training. Yes. Let's continue again, next. Because I don't want to take your time that much. Next, please. Yes, next, please. Next, please, next. Next, please. Yes, now, as the other project, what we are doing. As the other project, this project is funded by John Templeton Foundation in US. And in the other project, we are trying to develop the model for munazara format. We are trying to develop the model for munazara clubs, munazara tournaments, and munazara councils that will take place beginning with the Muslim nations. It will begin with Indonesia, Malaysia, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, etc. It's going to begin with this, but our goal is to have it everywhere, in Ireland, wherever, in Singapore. So for this will be not just for the Muslims. It's going to be something that we believe can serve as an alternative to contemporary models. This is something that we believe which can serve as an alternative to contemporary debate practice. So to do this, what we are doing, as I said, we have been working on trying to find the Munazara books. We are translating 3 Munazara texts into English. Like we have, maybe you know him, Shamsuddin Arif, Ustaz Shamsuddin Arif. He's working with us. He's translating a Munazara text from Arabic to English. Why we are doing this in English? Because we believe that this can serve as an alternative to all the world, not just for the Islamic Muslim people. And we are trying to adapt this model into a debating format. Let's continue next. So I have to go at the 6th of January because we are having an international symposium on ethical debate practice. This is going to take place in the 18th and 21st January. And in this symposium, this is a closed circuit symposium. Only invited people are coming. We have Munazara scholars, we have debate experts, and we have argumentation scholars who will help us design. And you know, I don't want to, but these are very renowned, very important scholars in their field. And alhamdulillah, they were interested in the project. Like one of the Munazara scholar is actually Shaykh Rahman, who Ustad Rozi is actually a student of him, and I know Ustad Rozi from Shaykh Rahman. So, and let's continue. Next. So why I am here and what I am hoping for? What is my goal in introducing you the ADAP project? And what is my goal in explaining to you? So as I said, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to establish Munazara clubs or Munazara brands worldwide, particularly in the Muslim world. What does it mean? Let's say we already have Bahsul Masail. We are going to say, okay, Bahsul Masail, let's work together. All Indonesia, let's work together. Let's establish these clubs as the Muhammadiyya people, as the Nahdlatul Ulama people. Let's establish these debate clubs, and let us maybe, after having established the debate clubs, as part of the university, you know, it's like a student club, right? It's a student club, like you have tourism club, you have mathematics club, and this is inshallah going to be a Munazara club. And after the Munazara clubs are established, either there are 2 possibilities. Either we will invite the trainer, the ustad, the muallim, to maybe to Istanbul, to Qatar, or something. We will invite them and we will teach them how to do Munazara. Let's say Mr. Hanif will be with us and he will come as the debate trainer. He will become, inshallah, the debate trainer. He will join us. We will work together. We will do workshops. We are going to teach him how to do Munazara. So he is going to come back to Cilacap, to Jakarta, to New York. Huh? He's going to come back and he's going to teach students how to do Munazara. And we believe this will help, inshallah, students to have more critical thinking and also to have more English speaking capacities. So as I said, we established the debate clubs. Mr. Hanif comes, or either we come maybe. We don't know. At the moment, it's up to the length of the next project. If we take good money, maybe we will come. But if we don't take good money, we will have Mr. Hanif come here and explain it to him. So we will have the debate clubs, we will have the training, and then Mr. Hanif will come, we'll meet with the students, and he's going to practice with them the debate, the Munazara model debate. And inshallah, what we are hoping, let's say, I learned that, you know, in Cilacap, alhamdulillah, you have 11 universities. Inshallah, if we can achieve this, let's say between these 11 universities, you have 5 universities working with us, establishing a Munazara club. So what they will do, they will be district tournaments. Like people from the universities of Cilacap, they will do debate. And who has the better argument, who is a better munazir, who is the better arguer, will go to regional level. And then it's going to be Central Java, let's say. And so the people in Central Java, they are going to debate, and the winner of those debates will go to maybe Yogyakarta level. And after Yogyakarta level, there will be Indonesia level. So, and the winner of Indonesia, inshallah, the university team of the winner of Indonesia, they will debate with Southeast Asia countries, maybe with Malaysia, with, I don't know, Thailand, inshallah, with Singapore, etc. They will debate, and the winner will go to the World Cup, the tournament. The winner will be the world tournament that will be held. This is the model that we are working on. This is the practice, and this is why, inshallah, we are starting from Muslim nations, because they already have Nahdlatul Ulama, they already have, Bahsul Masail, they already have Tatu Berunding. Like, we know this. This is part of our history. It's going to be easier for us to revive this. We believe, because it's part of our history, it is because we still learn this science and related sciences. We believe that, it's going to be easier to begin with the Muslim people, but inshallah it will become something universal in the future. Muslim, non-Muslim, every party will be able to attend these meetings, and it will be a very important aspect of modern education system. Thank you very much. So next slide, maybe my email. So this is my email address. Please don't hesitate to ask anything that you want. Thank you.
MashaAllah. Okay, let's give applause one more again to Dr. Rahmi. Very good idea, very good perspective. The starting is from Bu Umi about critical thinking, and giving feedback from Dr. Rahmi also is good. And I hope it can be run well in our university. We will practice it, sir. No, yeah. Not only in our district, hopefully we can meet in international. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Okay, ladies and gentlemen and the participants, I will inform you that participant in our Zoom has been 60 participants. Okay, give applause to the participants in the Zoom, because I think this is still like holiday time, yeah, after examination. So some of the lecturers is out of the yeah, Unuga. But thank you so much for your coming. For all participants, now we go to our next session. The best section and the happiest section is sharing section, of course. So the participant in the Zoom may directly chat in the chat room of the Zoom, or the participant in this, yeah? Oh yeah, or raise hand, sorry. Please raise your hand first in the Zoom if you want to ask. And especially for the participant in this room, you may also raise hand and we will choose you to give your time. Okay, let me give the first occasion for the participant in this room. Ibu, you want please?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'd like to ask, firstly, I'd like to welcome Mr. Dr. Rahmi Oruk, who willing to visit Unuga Cilacap. Okay, the first question is for, okay. My name is Istihara. My name is Istihara, Syariah Apartment.
MashaAllah.
Okay, the first question is for Mrs. Dr. Umi Zulfa. Does a critical thinking skill owned by a leader guarantee an effective leadership as well? Will he or she able to lead effectively with his critical thinking skill? And how to achieve an effective leadership? And then second question is for Mr. Dr. Rahmi Oruk. You discussed about the practical application of the art of debate. My question is, what is the criteria of good and quality debate? Thank you.
Okay, is there one again in Zoom? Please raise hand. Okay, directly. Okay, let me give to Ibu Umi first.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for interesting question, Mrs. Istihara. I remind you again what I say. The core of management is leadership, and the core of leadership is policy making process. And you know, in perspective management, any style manager, any style leader,
Yes.
like scientist manager or arts manager.
Yes.
If the scientist manager style use, so leaders mix critical thinking to make policy making process or makes a decision to her institution. And the stick of policy making process, this to use critical thinking skill based on data, so he can produce can produce policy, can produce decision grades, so the institution can good performance and less like in this campus, inshallah by this critical thinking skill, campus can become large university, excellent university, or might be inspiring with great university.
Okay, thank you.
So I thank you very much for this question because, so go back. Go to the maybe the second slide, please, second slide. So I'm really thankful that you have asked this question because I didn't want to bother you and like, you know, I think inshallah there will be another time and we will be able to discuss the second. Yes. And the third? We had the third? Yes. Inshallah, we will be able to discuss this issue. And like, you know, and this is also how, to be honest, we got this project. So as I explained here, in contemporary argumentation scholarship, in terms of good argument, remember, like good quality argument, good argument, you have act-based, action-based arguments. You know, it's like fi'l. If your action is good, then they consider this is a good argument. Like, what does it mean to have good fi'l, to have act-based goodness? It can be logical. Like, you can have critical thinking. If you have good critical thinking, according to this perspective, this argument is good. So it's about the action, reasoning, fikr, right? But also you have this approach, it's about the agent, not fi'l, but fa'il, right? Not about the fi'l, but about the fa'il. And they say, if the person is good, if the person is with fadila, right? With fadila, with kamal, with ahlaq, with adab, then their argument is good. But we believe in the other project, there should be both act-based and both agent-based. They should be together. We should find a way, we should not just rely on the action. We should not just rely on the action, and we should not just rely on the agent. It cannot be just either this or this. Can you go? I will tell you stop. Go next, I will tell you stop. Next. Next. Continue, I will tell you stop. Continue. Continue. Again. Yes, one again. Yes. So, as I told you, we should, in terms of defining good arguments or quality of arguments, so this is the action. This is the action of munazara. This is how a munazara should take place. What does it mean? In the beginning, let's say you have mu'allil, and you have sa'il, right? You have mujib, you have sa'il, right? Then there are actions. These are actions. You have munaqada, mana, penolakan, right? To reject, right? You have munaqada. Then you have naqd. You say haza manqudun, haza naqid. Then you have mu'arada. And according to this move, each of these moves, there is another move triggered. Like if you do mana, then the answerer, the claimant, can do this. If you do this, he can do this. If you do this, she can do this. So the actions of proper debating are already here. Okay? So what makes a good argument good? If it follows the munazara procedure. An argument is good if it follows the munazara procedure that is taught in the history, also in our book, even by Ilmu Tata Burunding, like all these books, they explain this. So this is the action-based argument goodness. This is about the action, feel of mana and jawab anil mana. So these are the action. But we believe that, you know, this action is not enough. This good argumentation is not enough. The person should have agent-based qualities. Like as Dr. Ume Zulfa said, like, you know, the person should be open-minded. The person should be critical. The person should be humble. The person should be sincere. And most importantly, the person should know when to speak and when to remain silent. What does it mean? There are times, for instance, I think like there are times, as somebody, I feel like I need to speak. I need to argue against the authority, for instance. There are something, like there are problem in the world. I need to say something. So I need to be courageous, like I need to be jasur. I need to be courageous to say, no, you cannot do this. This is wrong, for instance. So you need to know when to speak. And there are also times with that, you know, let's say you are misafir, you are daif in somewhere. So you don't need to argue when you are a guest of somebody. So you need to know when to remain silent. So we believe the ability to know, the tafaqquh, the ability to know when to remain silent and when to speak in a debate is agent-based quality. It's not act-based. You see, this is not about this. This is your choice. Should I do, and should I give answer or not? Should I talk or not? This is an agent. This is a file decides this, right? So we believe a good argument is a mixture of this action and the ability to say, I should remain silent or I should speak my mind. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's give opportunity to the participant in Zoom. Mr. Okay, maybe. Mr. Alamsyah. Okay, Mr. Alamsyah, we please you. The time is yours. The screen is yours now. Okay, Mr. Alamsyah, can you introduce yourself? Where are you?
The moderator, do you hear what I'm saying?
Great.
Hello?
Yeah, very good. Clearly.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The
Waalaikumsalam.
Honorable Rector Unugas, respectable moderator, and what I respect Dr. Rahmi from Ibn Khaldun University. Introduce myself. My name is Fenris Alamsyah. I'm from Yen Kediri. Mr. Rahmi, I'm assistant Mr. Ibrahim. Yeah, and now also present in this Zoom.
Thank you.
I am currently a practitioner in the field Islamic education. My research domain includes the study of Islamic education. In the seminar, international seminar, criticism and argumentation is method as effort to develop Islamic education. But in the fact, scholars, especially in Indonesia, low in terms of criticism and argumentation. In the Islamic boarding school like Pondok Pesantren, we know Bahsul Masail to improve thinking skills. But in public school, there is an impression of a coachman debate, like debat kusir. It is not a basis for critical thinking. My question, how are our effort to have a habitual model of debate in the context of critical thinking and argumentation based on theory? Thanks. This is my question, Mr. Rahmi.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
your attention.
Can you summarize? Or maybe can you Alamsa, thank you very much for your question and for Mr. Ismail to listen to this. But can you summarize your question, like exactly what I thank you for the elaboration that you have given. But can you summarize your question so that I can answer? Summarize maybe 2 sentences, huh? Paraphrase yourself, please. I'm sorry I couldn't understand because it's on Zoom. Okay, maybe when he is summarizing his questions, I would be happy to, Mr. Hanif, it's especially for you, it's very important. Like, are there questions that you have, for instance, about the debate, like what we are going to do and what we are hoping? Do you have any other questions or the participants here? Until our participant from Kediri summarizes his question.
Yes.
Okay, silakan.
can
We
do.
have an interpreter.
Maybe I can help, yeah. No.
In the
Alamsyah, yeah.
the more and
May I help to paraphrase your question, maybe, yeah? Can I paraphrase your question, maybe, Alamsyah, yeah? Maybe, yeah. I think the point
Yes.
that Mr. Alamsyah would like to ask is there is a kind of hindrance in madrasah where madrasah students are reluctant to argue with their kiai or clerics due to religious, limitation of being ta'zim. Yeah, will there be a problem like that for? Yes, and also debat kusir. I mean, like it is like debating for nothing. Just going around the bush,
Around the bush, yeah.
Yeah. You see?
It's a problem.
Yeah. How does that relate to this method of munazarah?
So maybe.
Will there be a problem?
So debating with ustaz, right? Do you mean arguing with ustaz? So I'm here. I'm very happy to be here today with the Indonesian students with Indonesian scholars and students. And this in history, as I was explaining to and also like talking with Ustaz Rosie, the Kurdish people and the Turkish people and Indonesian people, they had this idea of tahqiq, the idea that you should be critical, not taqleed, as I Ustaz Ufi, not taqleed, not imitation, but critical thinking. And I understand your worry. Also in Turkey, in religious institutions, there is this idea of taqleed. There is this idea of adab, which is, I don't believe it's adab. I believe it's problem. I think we should work on this. I think we should have our students have the ability to be critical. It doesn't mean that, in munazara, in terms of this munazara issue, munazara happens between peers, nazir. It takes place between two participants who are in the same equal level, right? And ustaz and tulab and ustaz, Kiali and Pesantran, no, because there is no level. They are not in the same level. So there is no munazara between ustaz, Kiai and Pesantran. But there should be critical thinking. There should be tahqiq in the students. And if we don't have the capacity to tahqiq, if we don't question, as I was saying, if you don't know when to speak and when to remain silent, this is a huge problem. I believe this in Turkey, and also like in Turkish people and Kurdish people, Muslim people have this general problem. This is my personal opinion. This is not our official opinion. I am speaking as just somebody, as your friend. I believe this is a huge problem, and the students should be encouraged to have critical thinking. They should be encouraged when they are learning the languages. Yes, memorization, tahfiz, is important in the beginner level, right? Maybe it's important. But the students, as Dr. Hanif, inshallah, is studying about this issue, like even when you are learning language, it's good to be critical. If you just memorize, maybe if you also want to discuss this, you cannot learn language without problem solving. You cannot learn language without being critical. So I believe, inshallah, the ustaz, the teachers here, the Nahdlatul Ulama, the Muhammadiyya, will understand that we don't need followers. We don't need followers. We don't need students. We need people to help us. We need peers to help us to become peers, to work on the problems that we have. We don't need followers. This is not tariqah. If you need respect, right? If you need whatever, go to a tariqah, go to a jami, and go be imam, etc. But in the school, I think we need tahqiq. Not imitation, but verification. So I hope, inshallah, may Allah help us, all the Muslims. I think we are suffering from this problem, and this is one of the reasons that I believe munazara is important. We need to change this cultural environment. We need to change this idea, like, if you go to Pesantran, no debate. I think this is very bad. Thank you.
Okay, Pak Alamsyah, do you get it? Pak Alamsyah, it's a good answer. Thank you also, Mr. Agung. Let's give applause to Pak Agung. Very good interpreter. Yeah, not translator, but interpreter. Yeah. It's almost different. Okay, the participant in this room, I please you one. Okay, Mr. Rosie, I please you, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rahmi Aruk. This is a very, very important topic, and I will give a response for your presentation. I think I agree with your statement that wajadilhum billati hi ahsan, and then it is important point for me. Criticism, munadharah is not science, but it is tools, it is instrument how to talk about everything between two people or more. This one point, and the important point is in Munadharah, I think how to humanize human, respect human. I think this is a critical thinking. Because in Islam, al-akhlaq fawqal ilm. This is the point. How to respect, how to humanize human. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think this was a good summary of what I was also trying to explain. I think you explained it in a different manner. As you said, Munazara is not per se a science, but it's a tool. It's a tool, and this tool has two elements. It has the element of ilm, right? This is what I was saying, the element of action, and it has the element of akhlaq, which is the element of the agent, the action, the file, the fi'l and the file. So in that sense, I agree with you, and this is actually what we are trying to do. But you need a balance between the action and the agent. This is my personal opinion, as I said, this is personal opinion. I have seen Muslim institutions in Turkish institutions, Kurdish institutions, etc. Some of them, they overemphasize, overstress the akhlaq part. And you don't see ilm. Like, maybe you lie to yourself. You kid yourself. You say, oh, we do ilm. Alhamdulillah, we have too many students, etc. But there is no ilm, no taqib. So I believe we should mix together. Both ilm, both akhlaq together. If you have akhlaq, no ilm, it's not akhlaq. If you have akhlaq, no ilm, it's also no ilm. This is my personal opinion. Thank you very much for very good memorization. Paraphrase.
And I agree with your statement. Ihya ulumil munadharah.
The summary of our project and our talk, the Ihya ulumil munadharah, inshallah, and we need your help. This is something that we can only do together. We are going to apply for a big project, and not just together in the, like I believe, all the Nahdlatul Ulama, all the University of Kediri, the Muhammadiyah, we should, all communities, work together, and inshallah, we need your support, we need your enthusiasm, we need your interest when we are doing this project. And I know now at the moment, things are a bit abstract, like what do we mean? But inshallah, we are going to write a big project, and then we will ask you, please open debate clubs. Please send us teachers who we can teach about Munazara. Please attend our meetings. Please organize a debate tournament in Jilajab. This is inshallah, this will be the beginning of our cooperation in local level and the global level, inshallah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the best sharing, sir. Okay, I open one more again for the participant in Zoom who wants to ask or sharing. In the Zoom first, I will give the occasion for the Zoom. Is there any participant in the Zoom? Please raise your hand. Anyone from the Zoom can share or asking something? Okay, let's give the opportunity for the participant in this room first. Yeah, the final one.
Okay, Mr. Rahmi or Pak Rahmi. Someone people send question for me. The first question is, can argument be done for everyone, or is there a special category? The second?
No, let's just skip this. Can you argue with everyone, or is there a separate category? So as I said, argumentation, munazara, should take between equals, Nazir. Munazara is from Nazir. It should take place between equals. Let's say you can do debate teacher to teacher, or you can do debate, I don't know, you can do munazara with student to student, right? Or it might be the case, let's say you are a teacher, but you have a very clever student, and her cleverness, her aql is very nice. So you can do munazara with that person. And you understand when you do a munazara with a person. You know, maybe you are debating with your student, you think maybe when you are debating with the student, you think, oh, you are teaching that student. But actually, that student teaches you. You realize it later. So you realize that, you know, you thought that, you know, the level was not equal. Then you realize, oh, no, the level was equal. And then you were doing munazara. So you understand when you are doing munazara with an equal. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And secondly, in the Al-Quran, Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal mau'izatil hasanah. The first invites to good must be wisely. What is the attitude in debating?
What is the attitude?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, remember, like, you know, we were saying there should be act-based norms, yani good logic, good dialectic interaction between two people, and the ability to convince rhetorically, having the choice, the balagha, having the balagha to speak. This is one criteria. And the second criteria is being open-minded, being sincere, being humble, being honest. Like, these are virtues, these are fadail. So these two qualities, they should meet.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rahmi. Thank you, Dr. Umi. Let's give applause to our both of speaker. Very nice sharing, very nice international seminar. And this is the real international seminar because we have the international perspective about debate, munadara, and etc., critical thinking, ya Ibu. I really hope, and I'm not to be patient actually, to be practice sooner. I mean, okay, thank you so much for the participants in Zoom and for the participants in this room. Let's, I, me, myself, Muhammad Hanif as the moderator, of course, also take many mistakes, but I'm so sorry to that. And let's close our seminar by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. And please, one more again, let's give applause to everyone. And I will give to the moderator of ceremony, MC. Please, now is your time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hanif. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the end of today's agenda. Let us close the seminar by reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you for your participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, in the last quote.